Kara Shalom, welcome to our watercolor journey. Loosen your style with this spontaneous flower painting. The materials used are listed in the description below. On the palette, we have Rose Madder, Quinacridone Magenta, Aureolin, and Ultramarine Light. All the paints are from Holbein and they are all artist quality paints. They are all listed as transparent, which means that they seem to lie on top of the paper and you can see the light of the paper coming through. Opaque colors don't allow so much light to shine through, so for this type of painting the transparent colors will be more suitable. The paper is taped to a flat board and Heinrich sprays the paper with a spray bottle to wet it lightly and randomly. The paper is not uniformly wet, so you will have hard and soft edges in your base layer. He uses the silver black velvet number 8 round to start adding the colors. He adds the colors randomly and does not clean the brush in between. This allows for the colors to mix freely on the paper. He dips the brush in water and then softens some of the edges, and this also helps the paint to spread. Make sure to simply dab the colors and allow them to spread by themselves. If you fiddle with it, the three primaries together will give you a brown or a gray color. So allow the paint to mix freely. The pigment should be fairly watery to keep the transparency. You can add a touch of water to thin the paint if you've added too much pigment. Use your imagination and add colors that you think will work together. Think in terms of complementary colors like purple and yellow or orange and blue. For example, if you dabbed in some red, you can put some blue next to it. If you add some yellow, it will make the blue green and the red orange. Don't fiddle, just let it fuse. If you have a color wheel, you can use it to help you find colors that will work well together. The red and blue next to each other will fuse into a purple, and if you add yellow to the purple, it will become brown. Play around with your colors to make it interesting, but keep it light. Canson Heritage Rough is an artist quality 100% cotton paper with a rough surface. This means that the texture or tooth of the paper is more pronounced. So this is ideal for landscape painting and if you want to have more texture in your objects. You can splatter in some color to make it more interesting. Because the paper is still wet, the splatters will fuse and won't cause any funky colors. If you find that your paper becomes too dry, lightly spray it with a spray bottle. Keep the bottle at a distance so you don't disturb the existing layer too much. You can also spray some water at the edges to let the paint spread some more into the water. Here it created beautiful soft edges with a hard line here and there, so it produced a nice variety. The ideal is to have both of these types of edges to make it more interesting. Let the painting dry naturally. Make sure the paper is absolutely, completely dry. If it's not completely dry, the next step will cause horrible blooms and mess up your beautiful artwork and possibly muddy all your colors. Heinrich uses the Winsor & Newton Professional Pointed Round number 3 to add some detail. At the moment, this looks like a colorful Rorschach test. So use your imagination and see where you can find places to add flowers or something. If something in the background resembles a butterfly, then enhance that to look like one. Find some flower shapes or stems and simply enhance what you think you can see in the background. This will definitely take some practice, but it is worth trying to stretch your creativity. This will also teach you to be more spontaneous in your painting. Don't be rigid. Keep your brush strokes fluid. He's working wet on dry, which means the wet paint goes onto a dry paper. So this layer only has hard lines. It creates a beautiful contrast between the soft hazy background and the starker leaves and flowers in the foreground. If you find this video interesting, please like and subscribe. Be careful not to press too hard and so disturb the base layer. Here you can see how the transparency helps to give a beautiful variation to these leaves. Heinrich adds some splattering again. This time the paper is dry, so the splatters lie on top of the base layer and create texture and suggestions of small flowers in the background. Just be careful not to overdo it. Keep it simple. How do you know when to stop? When you keep asking yourself, what else can I do? That is a sure sign that you have done enough. So stop. Let us know in the comments if you enjoyed this process and share your paintings with us on Instagram. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And if you found these tips and techniques helpful, tell us about it in the comments. Thank you for watching. We hope to see you soon. Vaya con Dios.